Ladies and gentlemen, a new Xenoblade pre-release hype season is officially upon us. Xenoblade Chronicles X has finally been announced for the Nintendo Switch. Honestly, I can't believe that this is happening. I didn't think it was going to happen. I was very much in the camp of we might get some sort of X continuation or some type of reimagining of that whole plot line from Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I did not think they were going to bring it to Switch. I thought we are on the eve of the Switch 2, and they're just going to prioritize a new title for the launch here. Was not expecting them to shadow drop an announcement on a random Tuesday, just early in the morning. So yes, this is very much my fresh reaction, non-scripted, just random thoughts that have been very quickly jumbling through my brain along with everybody else who is just shell-shocked at this announcement. So yeah, let's talk real quick. First of all, I gotta come clean about something real quick. I actually never finished Xenoblade X like 10 years ago. And the reason for that, it really isn't anything that dramatic. It's just that way back in the day, I never owned a Wii U for myself. So the only time I would actually play a Wii U is on, the system of people that I knew who the Wii U was theirs. So I actually only ever got to the first boss in Xenoblade X. And then I was in college at that time. So, college, studies, stuff like that, that took priority. I didn't have time to play. Fast forward through the years, the Switch comes out, other games come out, new Xenoblade titles were coming out. And if I'm being honest, I might have mentioned this in one of my other videos, but X was never my, favorite out of what was available at the time, which really was just the original Xenoblade and then X. Because, it was only those two by 2015. Yeah. X wasn't underwhelming to me when it first came out, but I didn't get far enough into it to where I was really hooked, but I was always super interested in it. And then fast forward years later, the Switch comes out, all the entries for the main trilogy are now here, and I have always been intrigued. My intrigue has never fully left, even though I never got to finish the game. So much so that, and I'm not joking, I have come so close to just going on eBay and buying a old Wii U from someone just so I could play Xenoblade X on the Wii U, because I still have the disc from way back then. I obviously just have never had any means of using it. So I've legitimately contemplated going on eBay, getting a Wii U just to finish the game. But I'm very glad now that I did not spend my money on that, considering this announcement has just dropped. But yes, that being said, I am now super fortunate to experience most of this story fresh. With the caveat that I'm sure some of you have already guessed, it's been 10 years. I've gotten spoiled on a number of things, but it's to be expected. Within the gaming community, within the Xenoblade community, it's kind of like Star Wars. We all know certain things that have happened. It's been almost a decade. It's not really worsening my experience with the story. That being said, in terms of story, I'm very interested because the announcement tweet very much said that there's going to be additional story content. So I'm super interested in that. And also, I can't say for certain because obviously I didn't finish it, but I would think that since this is a definitive edition, this is going to be the start of a new saga, most likely on the Switch 2. The Switch 2, regardless of the timeline, it's coming next year. It's going to happen. So this, I feel confident in saying, is most likely Monolithsoft's launch year title. Both for the console and for people who can now get into the Xenoblade series with what is essentially a new story, a new saga that is more or less disconnected from the Klaus trilogy. This is essentially a good fresh start for them, while also having their entire modern day catalog on the Switch. Everything is now available on the Switch, 1, 2, 3, and X, which in my opinion just makes Monolithsoft, just goated. Like, it's not even a question. It's not even up for debate. Like, guys, you have to think about this. We have essentially gotten something Xenoblade related every single year since 2017. 2017, Xenoblade 2 came out. 2018, Torna came out. 2019, Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition was announced. 2020, Definitive Edition came out. It was released. 2021, Pyra and Mithra and Smash Bros. 2022, Xenoblade 3. 2023, Future Redeemed. And now 2024, the announcement for X Definitive Edition. And 2025, it will be releasing. Monolithsoft has been running this for almost a decade now. They are just on another level. They are like literally in the lab. They are cooking. And it's just amazing to see. Especially with, I wasn't planning on like making a video for the anniversary content that they released, but it's just so clear that they know what's important to this franchise. It's so clear that they know and understand what's important to the fans and just what's meaningful with these stories that they're telling. And I have no doubt that, going into 2025 with this remaster, they're getting ready to just take it to a whole nother level. But yeah, everything looks good. The models for the characters look good, because honestly, even though I didn't finish it, from what I did play, I remember how everything looked. And then, over the years, I have compared that to the modern trilogy, and have secretly been hoping in my head that they kind of update that art style, which it looks like they really did. Like, it looks pretty good. Everything looks stylish. And yeah, I've very briefly heard people, talking about this upcoming holiday season when it comes to what the Switch 1 might be able to produce, given that we're on the eve of a new console generation. And honestly, it's so funny, because I just the other day was thinking that there is a very small pool of people who is still buying new Switch hardware in 2024, given that this thing is going on 8+ years old. But you know what? If there are casuals out there who have never really gotten into Xenoblade, but they've heard good things, guess what? This might actually, I would honestly say, this might give Nintendo a bit of a bump in holiday sales when it comes to a few more people buying a Switch, because they know that there's a new Xenoblade that they can get into fresh. I would say they're not going to need super in-depth knowledge about what's going on to get into Xenoblade. It's just crazy, the timing of these things. Everyone was talking about a Switch 2 announcement coming like today or this week, which who knows, that might still happen. But hey, all of us Xenoblade fans, I feel like we've already won. So yeah, we now have a 5-month window before March, and I, like everybody else, am going to be keeping my eyes peeled for whatever additional trailers they put out. And just, yeah, pre-release hype season, we are getting into it. It's going to ramp up, and come March 2025, we are in for a treat, hopefully. So yeah, just everybody stay tuned.